We are back, episode 21 of the Paradox Podcast with my brother Jeff. Wagwan, Jeff. Wagwan.
21.
21.
Man, we're getting what we prayed for. We're getting what we
Mm,
asked for, that's for sure.
right.
Um, Adjusting, handling the pressure, working with chaos instead of against it. That's been the last couple of weeks. And I'm about to have my first, even if you can call it a vacation in a very long time, end of this month. So I'm looking to do absolutely nothing for a day or
Mm.
two and come back a little, refreshed.
What day are you going? I don't think I asked.
Um, the 29th. I don't know what that is.
Friday.
A
I think.
Friday, yeah. So probably like Friday to Sunday, something like that.
Mm, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
bruh. Vacation. I remember when I did nothing, it felt wrong a little bit just
Yeah,
because we're
yeah.
so used to doing something productive. It's almost
Yeah.
like you're like a productivity junkie. You're just
Mm-hmm.
like, man, let me at least post or
Mm-hmm.
let me at least like look at my files and work on something.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. I think it's a lot better when everybody else is taking a break around you
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because if everyone around you is actually like doing some productive stuff on the side, you're kind of just like, okay, yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
I brought my laptop. Okay, I guess I can do something.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, bro,
need
unplug,
to.
bro. You have
Need
to.
to. Yeah. And the little things that you do outside of work, like the hikes and just walks and things like that, they help. But a time where you can literally just put everything down, turn off everything, not care about who's trying to reach you, anything like that. Everybody needs those moments, man. Everybody.
Yeah. We're not like robots. We're not like prompts.
Some of us, well, most of us. Yeah.
Yeah, but for the humans out there listening, we need breaks. And it's funny how this in like immediately connects to the video I was talking to you about
Mm.
Sade
Yeah.
talking about isolating and needing to like take time for yourself and that
Hmm.
like that doesn't stop from your timing.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like that's so easier said than done
Hmm.
because for
Hmm.
me, I don't actually remember when I've taken a week off. Even when I went on vacation, it was like 2 days,
Hmm.
2 3 days. Went to the beach, and that felt like a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
felt like a week. It was so because I'm so used to working and being productive. Especially we chose the entrepreneurial
Hmm.
lifestyle. So the thing of like day off and like, oh yeah, Christmas break and spring
Hmm.
break and summer break, like that doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Or time off work, PTO, and it's like, nah, bro. Every day is some day I can get my work in
Yeah. And
because
you create your own seasonal breaks and things like that.
yeah,
They're just not mapped out for you, or they're not government regulated, whatever it is. Like,
mhm.
nah, every time this year I go here and I just chill. I may take a break here. This is my busy time. Like, you just create your own year, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough because, like you said, you create your own schedule,
Hmm.
but it's tuned to who you are, right? And that's
Hmm.
why when you listen to other people and be like, dang, you can really take that much time off and still be
Hmm.
killing it or still do what you got to do. And then you have people that don't sleep. Like they have
Hmm.
bad sleep and bad hygiene, bad diet. But like, I'm not going to say like that's for them, but it really is. Like that's what they built.
Yeah.
So it does take a bit of isolation just to even figure out what is your regiment, what is your routine, especially if you're
Hmm.
taking this seriously. Because I think you can't really do this when everything is just chaos.
No, not for long.
Mm-hmm.
Not for long. You think you're doing it well when you're younger,
Yeah.
but then you get older and you're like, this is not sustainable.
Right. Right. That's the main word, sustainable.
Hmm.
I think that's why having a routine in general makes sense. Like that's why I actually keep a daily planner. Like that seems
Hmm.
like something from school, having a
Yeah.
daily planner. But for me, that's a part of my thing. Like I need to have one because my mind runs a million
Hmm.
thoughts per second. So I really can spend the day just being like at the whims of my thoughts.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, we said we're gonna read today, we gotta read. Or like,
Hmm.
okay, we said we're gonna post twice a day at least on TikTok, then that's what we gotta do.
Yep.
But it's just funny how like that's not really in. I'm not gonna say in style, but that's just not. It's not really common for people to have their
Mm.
non-negotiables in their day.
Mm. That's what I got out of school. Like, I think around junior year of high school, I just stopped caring because I'm like, they're teaching me how to work for somebody else. And at that point, I already made the decision that I don't want to work for anybody else or I want to be an entrepreneur, even though I had no idea what that was yet. I liked the idea of being in control of your time.
Hmm.
Um, and the planner, I remember those, the agenda books and things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, they still help me today. Like I still have my own notebook and my own like I remember the discipline that we had to have for school. Waking up on time, whether you played sports, you had practice at a certain time after, you had a lunchtime. It's just translating those concepts and ideas and making them your own. Like
Hmm.
that was the benefit of school for me, both really high school and college. So yeah.
Yeah, you need that. You need those lessons when you're younger. I feel like a lot of times things don't really stick when we're younger, for whatever
Mm,
reason. I remember
mm,
like I didn't really listen to anybody. I was like in my head. Um, just thinking that you know better
mm,
a lot. And hey, that really hurts you when you get older because you really need to be a sponge out here to be someone that is actually learning and
mm,
absorbing the right things for you. And I remember, I won't forget, a friend of mine said to me, it's like sometimes a lot of life is just finding the truth that serves you. And I
mm,
think when you're younger, that doesn't even matter when you're younger. But when you're older, if you can't be receptive to information, then how can you sift through and find your truth and find your routine? Because a lot of times it's other people who have it. You
yep.
know, it's like you being around somebody and they're like, "Yo, I want to actually like honestly be like this person." You know what I
Mm,
mean? And not on no like being a clone or whatever.
yeah.
Yo, but just being like, "Yo, I think copying this person will help me find myself."
Yeah, and challenge yourself. Like
Exactly.
seek to be wrong. I'm reading Principles by Ray Dalio right now.
Or
And
okay.
the chapter I'm in is talking about, humility and not having ego and being in search of the truth, whether you're right, like whether you have it or you don't.
Mhm.
Like just seek to grow and invite debate and argument, not because you want to prove that you're right, but you are in pursuit of the truth. And I think
Mhm.
if a lot of people were the chapter is about like open mindedness, so
Right.
keeping that open mind and um not just arguing or debating or pushing back to see if you're right, but being in search of the truth is how you grow.
Mhm. Yeah, it just doesn't stop. I
Mm,
think that's why that video from Sade, I think it really hits because sometimes if you feel like it doesn't stop, you don't want to like get off that wheel, you know?
mhm.
Because you always want to be present for the moment that's gonna come or a piece of inspiration. Um, and you can kind of just be lost in that, not knowing
Mhm.
that maybe the next step is actually to step away.
Yeah.
And I think there's wisdom in that when you step away, you're actually still in it because
Yep.
that's like for the betterment of you,
Mhm.
of you as a person, as a artist or as a businessman, whatever. That step away is just as important as you being in it. And
Mhm.
I never, again, it takes time for you to realize like productivity is a part of it, you
Yeah,
know?
it's a part of the cycle. Like we've been so used to the idea, set goal, execute, and then repeat. But like at the end of that cycle, it's reflect somewhere along the lines. And a lot of us don't take the time to just reflect. Reflection takes taking a step back and just analyzing what happened, what went wrong, what went right, how can I do better next time for the next goal that I'm setting. That's a vital part of the cycle that before we did not pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it reminds me of two quotes. One is rest is the most productive form of work,
Mm,
and I like that because it makes me think about fitness.
mm-hmm.
And I saw a video that says like a lot of your gains don't happen when you're in the gym; they happen when you're asleep.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if you're somebody that has poor sleep, then you're actually never gonna see your gains.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times that's the same thing as posting, because when you
Mm-hmm.
post, like putting the post up is not the glory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's it being absorbed by an audience. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's being like engaged by people. You
Yeah.
know, it's when it goes through the motions of being out and being like viewed and whatever it may be. That's where it happens. And a lot of times you're not on your phone for that.
Yeah.
You know, your phone's down. You know, you're just getting your phone and you're watching it. You're like, "Oh, okay, people are commenting. Okay, people are watching it."
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't happen while you're staring at it,
Yeah.
you know? And so which brings me to my next quote, like the key to discipline is knowing that discipline is key. And you can kind of like replace those words discipline into other things. So the key to rest is knowing rest is key. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Just knowing how important these things are, because at the beginning of our journeys, people told us stuff but we didn't know the gravity of it.
Yeah.
That's I think that's what being on your thing is about. Like, yo, this is important. Like, bro, I gotta write my stuff down. Yo,
Yeah.
I gotta read. Yo, I gotta post. You know, show that maturity. And a part of that maturity nowadays is like, hey, I need to step away, which
Right.
is the hardest thing to do. Hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
So for you, what is the hardest thing to step away from in what you do? Like, what brings you back into the hamster wheel of the chaos?
Hmm. I think the feeling of being of service
Mm,
is the main thing that draws me back now when I do take my breaks. Like before, it may have been people's reaction to when I dropped a song with somebody or just dropped a something, or validation on a post from like whatever likes or something, just
mhm,
outside external validation that used to be what I craved. Now it's just like I'm coming back, I'm refreshed, I'm able to take in people's ideas and help them execute, and I'm able to see people react to what they created or what I helped create in a positive way.
mhm,
That's probably what I say brings me back, and the people too. Like when I'm isolated, I'm by myself, but I'm human. Like I need human interaction. So when I'm able to go back to my tribe and my people, I feel like I have to more capacity, more attention, more energy to give to those people. You know.
mhm.
So I'd probably say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that that comes across as a very like wise, noble answer. I only say that because I know that it took me a long time before I actually like thought like that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's not something that happens straight out the gate. Like a lot of times, I don't know if you relate to this, but I think it was like the FOMO aspect for me,
Hmm.
like that kept me going a lot. It's kind of like, yo, I want to keep on working because I'm gonna miss something,
Hmm.
you know? Or like, oh, if I don't send beats out today, that means the
Yeah.
placement just went away. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like the placement was in my hand, but because I didn't do anything, that means it's gone. And
Yeah.
so I think that was I would say a double-edged sword, you know,
Mm.
because it's good to have a little urgency about you when you're working, and especially in the entrepreneurial wave where you need to take initiative, and if you don't, then that might be you. You're just floating away. But man, I think I just like toyed with myself in my head, thinking like every opportunity was for me. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
you don't know better, and you don't know that you stepping away is a matter of your own health, but your own sanity.
Hmm. It's
And
beneficial.
right. Because like what you said, you know, if what I'm here is for service, and that's what I'm always like, that's what like I'm here to do,
Mm,
then it's not actually obtaining anything. You know, like there's no, it's not about the outcome, it's about the process of service.
right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So like I wouldn't have moved that like that if I knew that. But
Hmm.
again, it took time for me to be like, oh, if I'm a vessel for service and for helping people,
Yeah.
that I want to, like you said, I want to be the best vessel that I can be. And a lot of times that means just taking care of your temple. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of your station
Hmm.
so you can be the best servant for that.
The,
So
um, the last book that I read, Stress Nation, goes into the concept of JOMO, JOMO, joy of missing out.
joy of missing out. That's cool.
Joy of missing out. Now that we understand rest is needed and vital to our process, it's like you almost enjoy saying no when somebody invites you out or something that could possibly distract you from your main mission. Um,
Hmm.
you enjoy uh, you enjoy protecting your energy and your peace because you know where you're directing it.
Hmm.
So there's no fear of missing out because, like you said in the beginning, you could be off Instagram in a week, get back on. It's the same thing happening. You're not missing out on anything,
Same. Hey, you know what they say? Same shit, different day.
literally. And if you in every like, I feel like everybody has a experience like that where you do take a break, you get back on. There's nothing new. So you take another break, you get back on. There's nothing new. There may be like one or two cool and interesting things, but
Yeah.
overall, it's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's again, it reminds me of something we talked about off camera,
Mhm.
of missed opportunities and how we're very tough on ourselves when we really attach to the outcome of opportunity.
Mhm.
So being paid, exposure, connections, new collaborations. And I feel like that preys on our mind when we miss
Yeah.
an opportunity because you're just like, oh, I could have got ahead,
Mhm.
you know? And what the video, we were talking about is like, yo, like missed opportunities is a groundwork for another opportunity.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And there's actually something in the Quran that says like you will never leave this world without getting that everything that you were supposed to get. Like you can't leave this world like you're going to get everything that you're promised for. So
Mhm.
like if you think about it like that, like yo, let them opportunities go.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm going to get it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's coming
Exactly.
my way. It's coming my way regardless. Like
Mhm.
another thing I heard was kind of like your blessings are chasing you. You know what I mean? Like you can't outrun them.
Mhm.
Like the good and the
Mm.
things that are coming your way, it's always trying to get to you. But sometimes
Mhm.
it's like what we do, we make it hard.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know how you've struggled with this. Maybe with like maybe moving a certain way to not miss anything, just because you want it. You know what I mean? Coming from a place of like, yo, I
Yeah.
want this, so I'm gonna move like this, instead of
Yeah.
saying like, yo, it was actually coming my way anyway, but I made myself stressed or I was fixated on the way I was gonna get it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that'd be it. Like it comes with experience where you realize that it's the it doesn't matter what it looks like as long as you get what you want. Like you get the feeling or the experience. It doesn't matter what it looks like. So now, maybe before, like I would I would be proud of my I spent 2 weeks in the studio locked in because I didn't miss, so and so walk through. And if I wasn't there, I would have missed that opportunity. But now I'm like, again, like you said, your blessings chase you. You don't have to run. You don't have to chase. You get what I'm saying? And that's something that only comes with experience and just doing too much, doing too much. And then one day doing half of what you did and still getting the same thing. You kind of get the pattern like, oh, if I just keep going, I will eventually get this. Like it's not going anywhere, you know? And yeah. Yeah, it's a hard concept to grasp when you're young.
Yeah, it's just wise. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
saying it. It's a wise adjustment to
Mhm.
make that again discernment.
Yeah.
Another word that I was thinking about today, like dang, even people who smart out here, they don't be having discernment because a lot of times discernment is like a level of it's tough. Especially we're talking about things that you're really attached to.
Mhm.
Whether it be like honestly just like friends,
Mhm.
making good friends. Like yo, have discernment. Like don't hang out with them. But like
Yeah.
yo, I've known them for X amount of years and those are the homies, da da da. But again, we make, I feel like, decisions emotionally. And I
Yep.
think discernment is a very logical take on
Hmm.
things, because it says, like, hey, if you want those things in your life, why would you do that? Do X, Y, and Z. And this is going to me because I'm thinking about a lot of things that I'm struggling with, especially when it comes to attachment, detachment, and
Hmm.
whatever. We're all human. But at the same time, that is one of the toughest things to do is
Yeah.
to actually attach to your man. I feel like attached to your like to the good signs because you are getting good things around you to
Right.
level up, but sometimes we don't choose that path.
Yeah, you got to get familiar with the your higher self and your lower self, like your emotional and your
Hey,
logical. There's
right.
where if you don't know now, you know there are two versions of you. Like you are living with two different personalities. Whatever you want to call it, unconscious, subconscious, lower self, higher self, dark self, light, whatever.
Yeah,
And
ego, whatever.
exactly getting what's the word? Familiar, understanding the two different types or versions of yourself helps a lot. Like if you're trying to you're trying to lose weight, you know that your lower self, you see the cookie, you're gonna want to eat it, but your higher self is like, no, I this is gonna, you know, it has nothing to do with my goal. Like it's gonna hurt my goal. It's just a bunch of choices. And understanding that there can be two of you talking at once
Yeah.
and just knowing the patterns, knowing the signs on how to make the best decision in whatever situation. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so tough, bro, because a lot of times I think about how we can apply it in some areas of our life and it's tougher to apply in other areas.
Hmm.
So I always think about that quote, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that is completely true, but we're human. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So in a funny way, the person that is completely in shape and has a great job might struggle with taking care of other people because
Hmm.
he's so in his purpose. Or somebody who's killing it in his creative career can't manage his money. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? He's super detailed when it comes to his art, but when it comes to his money, he's not.
Yeah.
So I don't know for you how important it is to like have emotional intelligence because I don't think we really talk about emotional intelligence,
Hmm.
but I do think that that is ultimately the it's what you wrestle with as being a human because
Hmm.
bro, we read, we're very, we're aware, da da da, all that. I wouldn't consider us in the matrix,
Hmm.
but at the same time, we'll make those faults,
Yeah.
we'll make those mistakes, we'll we'll turn the other way from the intelligent and decision. You know what I mean? And we'll do it
Hmm.
again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So for you, what is that? Like, what is that wrestling match between like logic and emotion?
It's kind of funny. The life of a emotionally intelligent person is quite boring. Like,
Yeah.
you get in an argument with somebody, but you see it for what it is. You don't even want to continue. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. You put yourself in their shoes. You go through the process. You put yourself in their
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
Oh, they're probably going through X, Y, and Z. You're not mad. Like you're understanding. Like it's boring. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's sick, but we may put ourselves in position to just cause drama for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
you have to know which buttons to push.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I think emotional intelligence is, especially in our line of work, like we dictate how people feel is vital. It's important, if not the most important thing or skill to have. But in everyday life, bruh, sometimes we just want to like shake it up a little bit. So it's being able to do both. Like, you know, when it's time to be mature and see things for what it is and blah blah blah. And then sometimes you just, I'm human. Let's get wild.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny. We're so funny, I think,
Yeah.
as people, because everyone has a different side of this.
Hmm.
Like some people, it's with food. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Some people are just like, "Yo, we're already out." You know what I mean? I know we got food in the fridge, you know, and they'll still make that decision.
Yeah.
Or some people are like that musically.
Hmm.
They're just extra.
Hmm.
They're just extra with how they work and how they do things, and that's where they pour into.
Yeah.
It's funny to think about how can you I don't even want to say how do you win, but how do you actually be fulfilled? Because in
Mm.
the books that I'm reading right now, it we talk about like desire
Hmm.
and how desire is something that can never really be fulfilled. Like it's a flame that never goes out,
Hmm.
you know? And there's a quote that I've been saying to myself a lot is by Schopenhauer. He's a German philosopher. And he says, desire is long, its demands are infinite, but its satisfaction is short. And whenever I think about that, I'm kind of like, damn, human condition is probably some shit. Really, when you think about it, because we are, like you said, we do want to get wild. We do want to be unpredictable, you know,
Mm.
and spontaneous. But ultimately, that desire for that will never end,
Yeah.
you know? And it's so fleeting. So I don't know for you, is it is understanding our emotional side make us happier in a way? Or is it just a matter of like it's better to know than to
I
be
mean,
oblivious, you know?
I do think ignorance is bliss in a lot of cases. So I do think being so in tune with your emotions, it's again, it's a double edged sword. It could be a great thing, it could be a bad thing. It's just depending on the situation, depending on how you look at it. So I don't think it's neither good or bad. It kind of again, it just is. I rather having been ignorant and now being somewhat aware. I rather be aware. I'll say that, but I do think in some scenarios I rather know less. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now now that I know how to navigate in certain situations that I didn't know before, whether in the
Mm-hmm.
studio, working with artists, um, networking and things like that. I can tell when people's days are off or when they name your scenario. Like I know when to approach somebody, when to email somebody, when to call somebody, when not to do all of those things. So that's definitely helps. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you do kind of just want to give in like to your instincts and just react sometimes instead of responding.
Mm.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I wonder if I mean this feels off topic, but I wonder if like the more and more we create AI and it's gonna be more like intertwined with our lives, I wonder if we create a prompt or a code that is like us in that way or that is
Mm.
completely functional, like completely logistics. And
Mm.
it'd be funny if we end up creating another version of us that is also reactive. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Every time I'm behind a Waymo, I'd be like, this joint tweaking. Like it just looks nervous. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never
Mm.
looked at a Waymo and be like, wow, who's in there? Like a 40-year-old dad who's been
Yeah.
driving for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it always looks like a nervous 15-year-old on a permit. But I don't know. Um, I guess one point I'd like to kind of wrap up on,
Hmm.
but to you, how do we again? So much of the stuff we want to teach and mentor, I find it so difficult, honestly, because people learn from what they experience. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes what we say kind of goes out one ear, out the other. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like what Maya Angelou says, like people won't remember what you say, but they'll remember how it made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like sometimes we speak not to be heard but felt
Mm-hmm.
in the hopes that it can inspire action.
Yeah.
But we can never calculate that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't quantify it. We can't quantify it with likes or comments or reposts. So for you, again, we talked about service. Where does your job like stop? When are you like, okay, job done? I'm not worrying about the message anymore, or
Mm. I feel like I always go in now with just the intention of moving one person. So before the fun and like I thought my job stopped when the song was done, like it was written. Now, of course, I can record it and do things like that, but that was really just a skill to bring the idea to fruition. But now I feel like my job is complete after I get that one in person reaction, like this song did this for me, or I like how you did this. Just some acknowledgement, just basic acknowledgement of the song. Like that's when it's done. I feel like because my only intention is to affect one person. I get one person to feel some type of way, whether it brought out a negative part of them that they finally realized or acknowledged, or a happy part or whatever. I
mm-hmm.
just want one person. And but by result, if one person likes it, ideally another will. But that's my only goal now is just move one person, and that's when my job is done. I was able to help you emotionally articulate what you're going through so well that somebody else saw themselves in you and what we did. Job done. Whatever comes after is just icing on the cake.
Yeah,
What about you?
I like that. I like that. I'm thinking back to earlier when I said that whatever is meant for you will come to you, and that
Mm-hmm.
everything you want will it can't help but be attracted towards you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think if I'm really fixated on being a servant, then I should not worry about its effects too much or at all. To me, it is can I be so clear with my intention and my execution that I always know it'll be for the right person. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like when you cook and you don't question yourself. You're like, I know this is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're making something, you're like, man, I can't wait to. Because you know what I mean? You know that what you're putting in is like you did it with love and care and you've done it a million times. You know, let's
Yeah.
say making eggs or whatever it may be. Um, I think I want that relationship with inspiration. That my goal is ultimately to give. And
Mm-hmm.
should it be that no one hears or that everyone hears?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to change me.
Yep.
You know, I think that's what I'm fixated on now, honestly, because whether it's doing Senia or doing Hunch stuff, I think even doing me as like as Hunch, it's like when people are inspired by me, thanks. You know, like I want to be there. I don't want to be like a jerk or whatever. But at the same time, I still want to be like what I'm doing is bigger than applause.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
and so I don't want to be high off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I do have to be distant, which is weird because I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
But I can't be so attached because if I'm attached, I forget that I'm a vessel. So I think that's the middle path.
Yeah.
Again, what we always say, strive for the middle path. So if I can stay in the middle, I know that my happiness will lie there too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's me. That's me.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Hey man. Yeah, bro, we some level headed guys at the end of the day.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, now, right. We can have an episode talking about our wilding days.
Oh
But
my God. Where the smallest thing meant the world was just crumbling.
Yeah,
office axis.
just on edge.
But now, the world is off axis every day. So it's like it's normal. And you grow along with it. You learn to adapt and adjust and mold reality to your not your liking, but to fit whatever you're pursuing.
Yeah. What's that saying? It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think you got to be one of them before you're the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Episode 21.
Episode 21. What? That's 39 more to go.
Yeah, before we throw a party at throw social.
Cool. We doing it at 50 or 60? I think I just added
No,
just
it's 60 60.
okay, cool, cool.
Yeah. We're not going to do anything at throw social. I don't want to be associated with them. Um we'll pick somewhere else, probably somewhere kind.
Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, Discord or a Bandcamp listening party. We'll figure it out. Figure it
Yeah.
out. But yeah, bro, that's a wraps on the 21st. And yeah, bro, it's been fun. I can't wait to see what we're gonna come through with next time. But I appreciate you, Jeff.
Yes, sir. You too.
Yes, sir. We are out. See y'all next week.
All
Peace.
right, bro. Sorry.